Steph, nice to see you. Thanks for your time. So, how are you? Can you quite believe it's all over?
No, not really, to be honest. I think these last few days have been a bit of a whirlwind, especially since announcing retirement. I don't think I've really had a chance to think about it because you're prepping for the end of the season. We're in for a title run in, so I really haven't probably had a think about how I'm feeling. I think it's just been so busy, you're just kind of going from one thing to the next. But I'm sure over the next few weeks, I think it'll probably maybe start to sink in, and especially around them pre-season times, because you're probably thinking, oh, I'll have a bit of time off and I'll be ready to get back into pre-season, but actually there's going to be no pre-season this year.
What were the emotions like as you left the field for the last time? So obviously you had to take in the disappointment of how the season ended, plus the fact that this was it.
I think I've held them emotions in for probably about 4 or 5 weeks now. So, and obviously I didn't really expect to get on the pitch on Saturday, and I think for one, the fans' reaction, not just City fans but Villa fans, meant so much. It's not very rare that I kind of go on the pitch and listen to what people are saying or cheering. I think it's more you're in a little bit of a zone, but Saturday was one of them days where all I could hear was them, and every time I was touching the ball I was getting a cheer. So I think it was definitely a build up over them 30 minutes. But at the end of the game, I think obviously all them emotions kind of run raw, and more for the fact that I was actually gutted that we just didn't win the league and we didn't get it over the line, but also just more of a nice cry, really. I think just to kind of be thankful for the journey that I've been on, and I will miss the game. Yeah, of course, you'll miss playing every single day and being around them people, but I know that me be really proud of what I've achieved.
Yeah. How do you feel about how this season went? Obviously, you gave it a really good go. You were so close to being champions again. Obviously, it wasn't quite to be, but it's still a good season, do you feel?
Yeah, a good season. I think we can be proud of, especially the girls. I think in terms of a squad and in terms of players and those that haven't played and those that have played a lot more, in terms of attitude and application, you couldn't really fault anybody. We've been really together. It's probably the most together team that I've been a part of, in sense of no matter who was playing, everybody really bought in and really pushed each other to win. And I just feel as though in them moments there's fine margins where we could have been a bit better in terms of maybe managing a game, settling for a draw sometime against Arsenal, and being really robust and thinking, oh, actually it's not maybe our day to day, we can maybe get the point and look forward to the next game. But look, I think we went on an unbelievable run after we got beat off Brighton at home, and performed so well, and we got better and better with each game. So disappointing not to have a trophy, but I think the future is really bright here.
Yeah, do you think this team can go on, can kick on here and go on to big things?
I think the girls can take real belief from what this season's brought. I think in terms of when we've had setbacks, we've always came back and we've performed better, and we've really believed in what this club's about and the way that we play, which is amazing, and the training standards always been at a high level. So I think with consistency comes results, and hopefully that can be winning results, in the sense of we've got Champions League next year, which will be amazing, and we'll also be able to fight on all fronts for every trophy.
How will you look back on your career? What do you think have been the greatest moments?
It's tough because I've been so privileged to have so many amazing moments. I think one that stands out is probably England captaincy. That's ultimately a dream come true, in the sense of you want to play for England, you want to represent your national team, but to wear the armband and to walk the team out at certain competitions is unbelievable. And from a club perspective, I think just winning trophies and having that feeling of winning at Wembley, lifting FA Cups, lifting league titles, and just that overall feeling that you have of that day, I don't think anybody can take that away from you.
Is there any disappointments or regrets at all?
No regrets, to be honest. I think people say, do you have any regrets? And I'm like, well, no, because I know that everything that I've done and every decision that I've made has been for the right intention, for me, for my family, for my football career. So for me, I think I don't live with any regrets, in the sense of the choices that I've made in clubs, the choices that I've made on the pitch, the choices that I make every day have always been to get the best out of me in the future.
Right. So the injuries obviously were unfortunate at the time, and with the England involvement towards the end, did that? How much did it bother you? Do you think about that?
I mean, ideally, it wouldn't be the way that I wanted to end my international career, for sure, and I don't think anybody would want that either. But it's disappointing. But I'm a player, and I wanted to play for my country. I wanted to represent them at a tournament, but Sometimes that just happens in football, and circumstances and timing isn't the greatest. So, but look, I can be proud of how I've reacted over these last 2 years. It has been a tough few years, but I think in terms of being unselfish, being a team player here at Man City and doing everything I can to potentially get back in the England setup, I couldn't have done any more, to be honest.
Right, but I mean, you've been a big player in English football throughout your career. I mean, you leave quite a legacy. Do you ever reflect on that, and are you proud of the mark you made?
I'm proud of my career, and I'm proud of maybe the conversations people maybe won't have had previously to me, because I never had an opportunity to do that. But I feel as though I've been brave enough to kind of have them conversations to really push barriers, to push standards, and to really have an influence in one way or the other in terms of contracts, central contracts, to kind of standardise them, to enhance professionalism throughout the whole of the English game. And I learned from some great people like Faye White. They really kind of started to help me recognise that there's so much more that could be done, and it was important that we carried on that conversation. So yeah, I can be really proud of what I've achieved on and off the pitch, and hopefully I can continue to do that away from the pitch in the near future. Yeah,
obviously the game has developed considerably in the last 20 years. I mean, do you feel there's a lot more development to come?
Yeah, I think so. I think I just said previously in a different interview, I think it's just more of a slow rate. I think we've changed so quick, and we've changed so much in such a short space of time to get to this level, which is unbelievable, and a credit to everybody that's been involved within the game. But I think now we have to be really careful in what we do change and how we do progress. But look, I think the standard's been unbelievable these last couple of seasons, and the players that we're attracting to this league, the televisation that we've got in terms of it being on TV every single week, which allows fans to come through the door and really recognise and watch their heroes, is really impressive. But I think we can do more of that, or we can think every club can get to a level like, say for example, we're at Man City. I think, of course, yeah, we have investment, but at the same time, I think we have people that want us to be the best. They want women's football to be at the top, and they want to invest in their team to do that. So if we can get that ambition from everybody in terms of WSL and also Championship, I think the game can just keep moving and keep improving.
Yeah, this club, obviously, you've been here 10 years. It's a big chunk of your life. Do you feel, this club could be one of the dominant forces in this?
We have to be. We actually have to be. I think, for me, I think we have been the standard bearers for the last 10 years in terms of facilities, in terms of the way we do things, the way that we kind of allow people to be people, and whoever comes into here, we think about people first before we do footballers, and that would be my ambition for the club, and I'm sure the club are on the same page that we want to be the best in Europe. And that doesn't necessarily mean you win the Champions League every year. Of course, that would be great, but we set the standards for everybody to aspire to be on and off the pitch.
Okay, well, what are you going to do next? What's the next?
A bit of chill time, to be honest. Have a few holidays. No, I think there's a lot of options there, which is great, and I think everyone I've spoke to who's retired recently, or previous players that have played, have always just said, just keep your options open, just take your time, and hopefully a lot of good things will come my way. But I think ultimately just to kind of pick and choose, and to really get that work-life balance is important, because I've worked so hard over the last 20 years to get to where I am. I think it's important that you give some of my time back to my husband and to my family as well.
Is there a chance you might still be involved in football in some way?
Yeah, definitely. I think I don't think I could see my life without being involved in football in some capacity. What that is, I don't know. But ultimately, I think football is my life, and I feel as I've still got a bit of a influence on what happens next, or what is happening now within wherever that might be. So yeah, hopefully a little bit of a role in football in whatever capacity. I don't know yet.
Right. Okay, well, wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.